friends, welcome back to the Craft Castle. My name is Ashley and I am back with another unboxing. And I can tell you right now, this is probably going to be the last unboxing that I do for Xtool. Why? Because the Xtool F1 Ultra is the last machine that's in their collection that I didn't own until today. Seriously, I have had every single Xtool machine that they've came out with. I had the original M1. I also had that D231. I don't even know what name that is. I have the Xtool P2. I have the original Xtool F1. I have the Xtool M1 Ultra right here, and I also have the Xtool S1. I've had them all. I've had every single machine that Xtool has come out with, and this Xtool F1 Ultra now completes my entire collection of owning all Xtool laser cutters and engravers. That's right, I'm completing my collection today with this one right here, and I'm excited about this one for one feature and one feature only, and that is the fiber laser that's in this machine. This right here is a fiber laser and a diode laser. So other diode lasers like the S1 and the M1 Ultra that I have here, they all do the same thing. But this right here, this little puppy right here, I don't think it's that really little because it's actually, the box is really big. But anyways, you get the picture. This guy that's in here, he is a diode and a fiber laser. What does a fiber laser do? Well, I'm not entirely sure what all it does, but what I do know is that I'm gonna be able to make my own wax seals, metal wax seals, the brass ones, those really fancy writing a letter. You know, conveniently my daughter just went off to college, so I'm gonna have to start writing her cards and like mailing her letters. I wanna be fancy. So I really only truly wanted this machine to make my own custom wax seals. I can also cut metal with it, which is great. Whatever else it does, I'm not entirely sure. We're gonna figure it out together. Just like any other unboxing that I do, I don't know what it does. I just know one cool feature, and that's the feature that I'm excited about, and that's a feature that we're gonna talk about mostly. So today, I'm gonna unbox this. I'm also going to try and engrave a wax seal, brass thing. I'm also gonna try to cut some metal, and we're gonna see. And then you're gonna have to let me know in the comments of this video, what in the world do you want me to create? Hopefully it's by doing the fiber laser, because that's the laser that I'm most excited about. All the other ones in my craft room have the diode laser, also has the infrared. So it's like doing the same thing with every other machine, but besides this one has that fiber laser, no other machine in the Xtool family has the fiber laser, so I wanna do something fun and different. Let me know in the comments of this video what you want to see me make, and are you excited about this unboxing? I sure hope you are, because the ability to make my own custom wax seals on the fly, yes, please. All right, let's go to unbox this. All right, the Xtool F1 Ultra is actually way bigger than the F1. I'll show you the comparison here in a second, but everything that comes with the machine is going to be the power cable, the cutting plate. We're gonna have a nice little stack of starter material and an exhaust pipe. If you're engraving or cutting anything with a laser, you always need to either use a window to exhaust and vent out of or a filter. Then we have this really cool touch screen. You have the L bar for aligning, a couple keys. The Xtool will not work if these are not put into the back of your machine. We have a USB-C cable, a screwdriver, and a cleaning cloth. Then you have this one right here, which is an example project, and it just had a couple black business cards. And then this piece right here, I'm not entirely sure if it was supposed to come out of the styrofoam or not. I took it off, but I don't think you're supposed to take that off. Anyway, the items that did not come with the purchase of the Xtool F1 Ultra is going to be the button switch and then also the pedal switch. Those come additional. I'm not going to play around with these today. I don't think I'm going to play around with them, but anyways, those are additional. And then also Xtool sent me a really nice starter pack of a bunch of different materials. These right here are the wax seals that I want to play around with today. Also has a whole bunch of wood keychains, metal dog tags. These look like rose gold colored dog tags, and more dog tags. We have some jewelry blanks right here, some longer jewelry tags, more jewelry. This right here, oh my goodness, is so funny to me because if you open them up, these are fake. They're not real. They're dummy AirPods, AirPod cases. This is not a real AirPod. Neither of these are real. That's hilarious to me. Then we have some metal coins. It's one metal coin in each one. And then also these pieces of metal, which I'm also going to try and cut. We're going to attempt to cut sheets of metal. I don't know if it's possible to cut. I've been told you can, but we shall see. Okay, so over at the back of the machine, you have this one right here is going to be for your touch screen. This is right here is for your pedal switch, exhaust fan, a fire kit, the key, and the power adapter. So first things first is you want to insert the key into the F1 Ultra. If you don't put the key in, the machine will not work. Now what we are going to do is just plug in the power adapter into the power supply. Then we're also going to put in the touch screen, which is going to be right here. And this just goes on easily and screws right on in. And I love that Xtool makes it really easy for us. So there's going to be all these different things for accessories, a USB-C area for a computer, 2 accessories, a flash drive if you just wanted to save your files onto a flash drive, and then you can use your touch screen to manually set everything, and then also the power switch. Now this thing right here is really heavy, so I decided to put my F1 Ultra right next to my P2 on the same table. I love the fact that it can fit both of these machines. Now, although this machine is Bluetooth and Wi-Fi capable, the very first time you turn it on, you do need to plug it into your computer. You want to open up a new window in the Xtool program. Now what we need to do is just turn on the machine. Okay, and then what you want to do is set up a new machine. So we're going to come up here to the very top and we are going to connect to a device. And the very first one that is going to pop up is the F1 Ultra. So I want to press switch and then let's do a calibration. Once the calibration was done, I just made it real easy and I just went over to Xtool's AI program, and it's just that AI button that's over there on the left. All you need to do is click on it, and then they have already a whole bunch of really cool clip arts that you can choose, or you can like insert your own AI stuff. I don't really know how to use AI too much, but I just know how to click some buttons and insert things into the Creative Space program. By the way, this is all for free. Once I have the image that I want to engrave on my screen, all I did was resize it to fit onto the slate coaster that I'm going to be using. And then when you go into the Xtool program, you can search for like different materials, and they actually give really good suggestions on what type of settings you should use in order to engrave on a slate coaster. So I just went and searched for slate coaster. One popped up, I pressed select, and then all I did at that point was just press go to process. Now, before we press start on the machine, I want to note here that if you are doing any type of laser engraving or cutting, you always want to be venting out of a window or your air filter. So I put my vent outside of my air filter, and then I just went and pressed start on my touch screen. This entire engraving took about 8.5 minutes to complete, and I would like to note, I don't even like the finished product of this engraving. So don't come at me about the finished engraving, because it is not my favorite slate coaster engraving I have ever done before. But it did it, so that's cool. Not terrible. Definitely think I would love it to be more engraved or, deeper, but that's actually pretty decent. Now let's try in this brass coin. I'm kind of excited to see what this is going to look like. For the next part of this project, I decided to go over to my favorite place, Creative Fabrica, to get a pirate coin SVG file, just because my son is obsessed with pirate money. I figured if I can do anything really cool for him and make him some pirate money, I'm all about it. So I just downloaded this SVG file that I found over on Creative Fabrica, inserted it into Creative Space, and then did the same settings, setups, searching that I did originally with the slate coaster. You just have to look over in their predetermined settings and set the parameters. Everything is really easy in the Xtool program. And then you just press process. This thing right here took a total of 57 seconds to engrave, which isn't bad. However, I was kind of hoping that it would be like a deep embossing, not so much as like just a marking, which is what this ended up doing. I wanted it to be like deeply engraved into this brass coin. So I'm going to figure out some settings here, and hopefully I can get a deep embossed engraving. Okay, so I found out what I did wrong here, and I needed to be in the embossment side of things versus just like a regular engraving. When I switched to that, I went back over to that slate coaster that I originally had engraved, and I put in the correct settings of what I'm supposed to be using. When I did that and I press go, do you see how long it's going to take for that engraving to engrave? 6 hours and 40 minutes. Yeah, 6 hours and 40 minutes. Well, I didn't even want to do another slate coaster anyway, so let's just pivot and let's go back to the pirate money that I originally wanted to do. I'm going to set this up just like I did with the slate coaster using the new settings that Xtool says that I should be using for this deep engraving. When I press go this time, do you see how long it's going to take me just to do this coin? 2 hours and 25 minutes. What in the heck? So, I mean, the machine is really cool for just what it is for right now. Obviously, when I'm going to be doing like the deep metal engravings or even like the deep engravings for the coaster, it is going to take a lot of time. 6 hours for that coaster and 2.5 for that coin. I'm going to have to commit to a day of all I'm going to do is just sit up in my craft room and just babysit a machine and have nothing else to do. So you know what? Tomorrow I'm going to be up here working on my cardstock warehouse website. So I might as well just babysit the machine while I do that. That's what I'm going to do. So like this unboxing is like definitely really weird because I don't want to leave you off with like not the project that I had envisioned. So I'll see you tomorrow where we're just going to test this out and hope that it ends up working out really well. Okay, tomorrow is here, and in between then and now, I did a little bit of research on the machine, try and perfect the settings, you know, try and dial this in a little bit. And I found some settings. I don't even know if they're really good ones. You're going to see me change them here in a second, but there is a live preview button. There's a camera that is in the F1 that's really cool, so you can line it up onto the coin, so you can see me doing that right now. Also, I missed a whole really cool thing that is called Embosser Preview or Emboss Preview. When you click that, the Xtool Creative Space shows you what your embossing is going to look like, which I think is really stinking cool. So got a little preview of what we're going to expect. Then all I did was just press the process button. And again, let's reference the time. Let's see the time, the amount of time it's going to take me just to get one side of this coin done. And just to show you that I'm actually really going to do it, I'm going to spend 3 hours up here engraving this one coin. I didn't even really want to do a coin. I wanted to do a wax seal, but here I am testing it out just to see if it actually works. Holy cow, did that take a really long time to do, but I am really happy with these results. Look at that. I mean, it's really deep in there. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell, but it is super, super deep in there. Now the question is do I need to do the other side the same as this? But holy cow, does this look really good. Wow. Now let's finally do a wax seal with my initials, because frankly that's what I've been wanting to try since I got this dang machine open. So all I did was just put in the same settings as I had previously, put them on top of my wax seal, and then just press the process button. You will notice that this is going to take 30 minutes to engrave, which is a lot better than 3 hours. Alright, it's not hot at all, and look at that. So, took about 37 minutes. I don't think that that is necessarily all that bad, considering I just made my own custom wax seal. Okay, now I actually have some wax here, so let's make a custom wax seal. Let's see how well this works. I got this wax seal set off Amazon for like super cheap many years ago because I wanted to see if I can make my own wax seals using my CO2 laser. When I tried making them with my CO2 laser, I cut a piece of clear acrylic. Oh my gosh, y'all, I made this backwards. I was supposed to mirror this. Oh my gosh, I am such an idiot. Oh my goodness. Okay, so, oh, I'm so mad at myself. Dummy. But anyways, I cut this out on clear acrylic and it seemed to have worked. Like this right here is like a smaller one and it seemed to have worked. The only downfall is that it's very sticky on here. So you can see that there's residue down here. So I wasn't able to figure out how to make them with the clear acrylic with the CO2. So having the ability to have something like this, where let's do, what color should we do? Let's do purple. Few things of the purple wax in there. I am so mad because I did not mirror this and I should have mirrored this. So I'm gonna have to do this all over again, doing the mirror, because now it's not going to be correct. Here we go. All that wax is melted. So I'm gonna put this right in the middle. Okay, then I'm going to take my Not Backwards wax seal and push that down into my wax. Now we want to wait for this to cool. While this cools, I'm going to go make another one of these seals because that's really annoying. Just to show you, second time is a charm, and I am going to make sure and mirror this, do the same settings as I did the first time, only this time I'm just going to make sure and mirror, and I'm going to make a whole new one of these because I'm bound and determined to get me a custom wax seal. All right, now let's pull this off. Yeah, definitely backwards. You can see I did not pull it off very well because this right here did not stick. I am so annoyed that I did that to myself. That is so annoying.
A few moments later.
All right, we're gonna light our candle just to show you that it did work. I think I pressed too hard the first time because it worked perfectly the second time. But also, we'll take this off. We'll put this in the trash pile. Screw the wax seal back on. Put this right here and let's just keep with the purple. 1, 2, 3, 4. So just a reminder, I'm sure I don't need to remind you again, but just another friendly reminder. You want to make sure that you mirror your designs. Otherwise you're going to get backwards designs like this. That's the beauty of learning new machines and new crafts, is that you're probably going to mess up a couple times. All right. All I'm going to do is take this and dump it. Then we're going to take the wax seal. Okay. Look at that. I did a good job on that one. Here, we'll try another one. Having the ability to make my wax seal stamps, like custom wax seal stamps, is something that I've been wanting to do for a really long time. So I am super excited about that. And you can see that there is like a depth into there too. So this one, it's probably going to be easier to see. Do you see how the A is above the F in the wax seal stamp? That's really cool. Just like with this one. I love the fact that there is like depth into this. Now I'm going to try to cut some metal. So for cutting, what you want to do is take this part out, because this right here is just to align for, you know, engraving. I'm going to put the cutting plate in my base right here. This right here is what you want to cut on. And then I have a piece of stainless steel right here. I did bring my calipers out just to show you. It's stainless steel, and the thickness of this is going to be 0.9 millimeters. I don't know if it can cut 0.9 millimeters, so we're going to test it out. We're going to put that into the base plate. Okay, you want to make sure that the 2 dots are lined up. Now I am going to shut the lid on my laser because I don't want any of the metal fibers blowing away all around my craft room. I'm going to be using this like really cute Jeep grill necklace blank holder thing that I created. It's an SVG file that I created myself, and I just imported that into the Xtool Creative Space. I'm just going to play around with some settings. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. It took me probably about 2 hours to figure out how to cut this out, like what settings. I don't even think the settings I ended up using were correct settings, but let me just fast forward through all the boring stuff and show you what the finished results are after I've tried for a few hours. All right. So, woo, it's definitely hot. As you can see, I had to take my weeding tool pick and kind of push out the cutouts a little bit further I could probably adjust my settings a little bit more and it would guarantee that it cut perfectly. But at this point in time, I'm kind of over it. And I think this is good enough at this point. If you have the F1 Ultra and you're watching this and you have better settings for me, you let me know in the comments of this video. But if you don't, just know that it does cut. I probably could have gone a little bit deeper, did more passes. I think I did like 150 passes per little cutout in order to get to where I am right this second. But after just a little bit of work with the weeding tool pick, everything just came out, popped right out of that metal sheeting. Okay, so obviously it cut. You know what I mean? It did need a little bit of pushing in order for it to fall out, but I mean, it caught. I have never worked with metal before like this, so I don't even know what to do at this point. Like, can you clean this up? Is there something that you can polish off? I'm not entirely sure. The edges are pretty sharp, and even the backside doesn't look all that fabulous. But the fact that it cut out is pretty cool. I don't think that the settings that I'm using are going to be the perfect settings for this, but, you know, it can, obviously, it can cut metal. I can feel the screams already through the screen. I know. I hear you. 3 hours to engrave one side of a coin seems like a really long time, even for someone like me who I had to sit here for over 3 hours to get this one coin done. That being said, I said this to my husband and I'll say it here just so like you kind of get what my thought process on this, and you'll have to let me know. First and foremost, I have never owned a fiber laser. So I don't know if 3 hours for one coin is normal or if that's exceptionally slow. I have no idea. So if you know anything about fiber lasers, you're gonna have to let me know in the comments of this video if this is a really long time or not. All that being said, the fact that I was able to deeply engrave on that coin, make my own wax seal stamps, and also cut out metal, I wouldn't have been able to do that without the fiber laser. So for me, I am willing to say it's okay that I had to wait 3 hours for that coin to get done, because at the end of the day, I wouldn't have been able to do it with any other machine that is in my craft room right now. So that's my opinion. And then I'll just revert back to, I know nothing about fibers. Is that slow? Is that fast? In the world of fiber lasers, what does that mean? Obviously, 3 hours seems like a really long time for all of us that don't have fiber lasers, but like fiber users that own them, is that fast or is that slow? I have nothing to compare it to. You know what I mean? The other thing that I wanted to show you, because I did promise a comparison, is the size of the F1, the original F1, and the F1 Ultra. You can see that this one is huge, and this one right here is just like a little baby. It's so miniature. The one thing that I love about the F1 Ultra is that it's portable. I can take this to a craft show if I needed to, or you could even put it on the side and like engrave on a wall if you wanted to. I've never tried it. I've seen their demonstration videos and I'm like, what do I want to mark on a wall? I'm not entirely sure, but you could put this on the side and engrave something vertically. But I really truly love the fact that it's just portable. You can just put it anywhere and it works. Now the F1 Ultra, I would say it's not portable. It looks smaller, and yeah, maybe you probably could take it to a craft show if you wanted to, but this thing right here is freaking heavy. It's not light. I would not want to be carrying this around. Also, like the F1, the original F1, there's like a handle. There's nothing up top right here, making it not very portable. The base plate, that metal base plate, comes out on the F1, does not come out with the F1 Ultra. That's because they say it's not portable. I would not say that it is. That's why this thing right here is going to be pretty much sitting right here the entire time. The only time I do foresee ever moving my F1 Ultra is if I wanted to plug in the conveyor feeder, which is something that I do have. I'm not entirely sure what I want to create with that. The one thing that I have heard and other people talk about is the fact that you can just like throw on a whole bunch of different keychains onto this conveyor feeder, and it will automatically take all of your keychains through the conveyor feeder and it will engrave all of it. And it's like minimal setup. I don't know. It's still in the box. I haven't even tried it. Maybe I'll try it later on today, but I do anticipate that that would be the only time that I would have to move this thing is to use that. Otherwise, that It'd probably just stay here like that. The other cool thing about the F1 Ultra is that you also can use the rotary attachment. So if you have the other X tools, like I have the P2 that's sitting right here, I already have the RA Pro, which is the rotary tool. All you need is a cord, and you can just contact Xtool if you already have the RA Pro, and all you need is a cord. They sent me this cord, and then this plugs into the F1 Ultra, and then you can use it for the rotary attachment. So that's like the cool thing too. So this right here does do round objects, just like all the other X tools that they have on the market. Now at this point, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. The only thing I wanted that F1 Ultra for was to be able to make my own custom wax seal. I made one, so now I'm at a point where I'm like, what else do I make with the F1 Ultra? Because that was my idea. My only idea was one thing. I made it, got exactly what I wanted, and now I'm like, what do I do now? What do I use this for? So give me some really creative ideas, because like I said, I am out of them. That's me being fully honest. All right, y'all, I sure hope I inspired you to create, and I'll see you later.